Coach Stump Mitchell from Southern University. The Jaguars traveled out west to take on New Mexico on Saturday. New Mexico won that game 66-21. Coach Mitchell, your reflections of that ball game, and also let's look ahead in the future on your schedule.
Well, we were our own worst enemies. We had 4 turnovers in that ball game. We had a fumble that they returned for a touchdown. We had an interception they returned for a touchdown. And we also gave up a kickoff return to them for a touchdown. We had our opportunities, special team-wise and also offensively. The score definitely should not have been what it was. I don't know if we were ever going to be able to stop them defensively, but if we didn't have the penalties that we had and the missed assignments and turnovers we had offensively, I thought it should have been a shootout, and hopefully we would have had an opportunity to kick a field goal and win it.
Now, looking forward on your schedule, the next one that you are scheduled to have is a Thursday night game against Mississippi Valley. Talk about that one.
Yes, that's our first conference game, of course. It's our first home opening game of the season, so it's an opportunity for us to try to get back on the right track. We're looking forward to it. We'll have a practice today at 2. We'll practice tomorrow, our normal time, and we'll also practice on Saturday at 3 and Sunday at 2 to get ready for that game.
Questions for Coach Mitchell?
Hey, Coach. It's Mike McCall from the Baton Rouge Advocate. How you doing?
I'm good, Mike. Yourself?
Doing well. Obviously Saturday did not go the way you wanted it to, but it was your first chance to see your team in game situations. What did you learn about your team, and what can you take to build on moving forward?
I think I learned that we can be an explosive football team. The bad thing about that game was really about camp so far. Every time we had an opportunity to scrimmage, we got rain, or if it wasn't rain, we got a bunch of lightning. So really, that was the first opportunity for our guys to get out and hit, for the defense to actually have an opportunity to tackle. And we didn't do the best job of tackling at all. But offensively, where we struggled was with the turnovers. We gave up 2 sacks. That's probably the least amount of sacks that we have given in a couple games. In our season openers. But I learned that we do have a pretty good football team. I was really pleased with Anthony Mosley, the freshman that came in. He's an aggressive player. He played pretty good for us as tackle. And he's a guy who we only move over one week, and then the following week we only get a chance to practice once, but he went out and he performed pretty good. I was really pleased with Brian McCain. We played him at several positions, and he did a good job.
And outside of the cramps that your team had to deal with late in that game, were there any other injuries?
I haven't gotten an injury report yet from my trainer, Ms. Sims. I think Levi Jackson might be limited a little bit, and Marlon Smith, I think. I'm not exactly sure what other injuries we have. I'm sure I'll get an update, hopefully within the next 30 minutes or so.
And I know it hasn't been long, but what's Willie Quinn's status? Do you think you'll be able to get him back for the Valley game?
I hope so. I hope we have enough time. Willie really was going to be a big part of that New Mexico game for us. It didn't happen. Some things that did come out of that game that we knew we had to improve upon from last year really was third down situations on both sides of the ball. Offensively for us, we were 7 of 13, and we dropped a couple passes that prevented us from being 9 of 13 in the red zone. We knew we had to score touchdowns as opposed to field goals this year, and we were 3 for 4 in the red zone, and we really should have been 4 for 4 in the red zone. So there were some good things that happened. Most of them were offensively because we're a veteran team, but there were some bad things that happened too, and most of those was offensively because we turned the ball over.
Thanks, Coach.
More questions for Coach Mitchell? Coach, do you think the extra time off before you get to that Thursday game is really going to help put that game behind you from New Mexico?
Yes, I think when we come in today and take a look at the film, that's the thing that's going to help put this game behind them, because these guys, they're going to see that the game should not have been the way it went. Turnovers, I don't care where you're playing, that just can't happen. And drop balls when you have first downs, that just can't happen. So they're going to see that it was nothing wrong with the plan. It was the execution and a couple mental mistakes that caused things to be the way they were. They had an opportunity to capitalize and to start off playing a Division I team, not the powerhouse in Division I, to say the least. So we should have felt comfortable going up there and playing, and I think the guys did. But there was a lot that had gone on in the week. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but I'm not a player. I think I'm a little more mentally strong. Heck, I should be. I'm older than these guys. I've gone through a lot. Some of these guys haven't. So I think there was a lot on their mind in terms of playing. Plus, these guys, they had not really had an opportunity to run since Monday, and I think that hurt them too. They were the elevation being 5,300 feet. I mean, it took some energy and effort away from those guys, and also our fans. I mean, we had fans, unfortunately, that were passing out because of the heat and in the elevation, I think. But we're back home, and we'll be ready.
All right, we have time for one more question for Coach Stump Mitchell from Southern University. Coach, I have one more. Mississippi Valley will have one more game under their belt by the time you see them. How much of an advantage do you think that'll be for the Devils coming in against you?
Well, they get the opportunity to play this weekend. They're not taking it off, so they feel bad about that tough loss that they have. They're working extremely hard to get ready for the game against State this weekend. And you always like to play a few games before you take one off, but the schedule is what it is. We just got to work hard. We're going to practice Saturday as if we had a game ourselves. So we know them relatively well. They have the same coaching staff, and they're going to do some things. They're getting better at what they do, and I know they're feeling as if they just can control turnovers, and it'll be a competitive game. And if they're lucky, they think they can win. We have to play. We beat them twice, but all game those two games were tough games. They were in them, and we were lucky to come away with wins. So we're going to prepare to fight, and hopefully we'll come away with a win.
Once again, Southern University is off this weekend. They take the field once again on Thursday, September 13th, at home against Mississippi Valley State. That kickoff is scheduled for 6:30. Coach Mitchell, we'd like to thank you for joining us this morning, and enjoy the week off, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right.